hardest you ever heard. Ain't this the hardest you ever heard? Bass make my face hurt. Shake break my framework when the bass jerk like quick earth. Oh my God. Just like that.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Extreme Blue. I'm your host, Big Blue Ant. So, as I explained in my live videos on a few of the pages I'm on Facebook, I'm going to talk a little bit about Saquon Barkley, a little bit about what's going on with Andrew Thomas and that mega deal he got. I actually, looking at that deal, I think it was a fair deal for both sides. I definitely want to get into the Saquon Barkley thing. I don't have anything yet on the ins and outs of Andrew Thomas's deal. We know he's guaranteed, I think it was $86 million. He signed a contract for 5 years, $117 million. That's pretty much all we know right now. But we'll definitely get into it a little more. Already I got a Big Blue for life, Giants fan for life. Austin, my favorite running back, is back in training camp. Absolutely. So I've said this before, say it again. I'm glad Saquon's back, but if he went, he went. A lot of people are going to start talking crazy right now because, again, Saquon got a 1-year deal for basically the franchise tag and then some. So let's get into it right now. I actually have it on my phone right here while we're talking about Saquon. So here's what Saquon's contract looks like. It says Giants contract negotiations. So what it is a base salary of $10.1 million, $909,000 in incentives, which the incentives are, and this is the crazy part, the Giants have to make the playoffs for any of these incentives to kick in. So Saquon can basically cover all three of these incentives, but if they don't make the playoffs, it doesn't matter. He don't get it. So here's the incentives. 1,350 yards rushing, 11 total touchdowns, and 65 receptions. If he has all three of those and the Giants make the playoffs, he'll get the extra $909,000. His signing bonus was $2 million. So what it sounds like is he'll get 12.1. It's basically the season. He got the $2 million signing bonus plus the $10.1 million for the year. Again, with incentives to make $909,000. So it is what it is, like Saquon said. I don't think it's a bad deal considering that's the only deal they could have made other than Saquon just signing the tag. They cannot negotiate with him until the offseason, till this upcoming offseason. Sorry, I just got this hat. Till next offseason, I should say. To which hopefully they can get a long-term deal done. Now, in talking about long-term, what does long-term next year look like for Saquon Barkley? In my opinion, it looks like 2 years, maybe 3. I don't know if that's going to happen. Oh, sorry about that. I don't know if he's going to get that or not. I'm just not sure of it yet. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I don't. So if they tag him again next year, the tag is worth 12.1 million, might be 12.3, but I think it's 12.1 million next year. That's if they tag him again next season. I don't think they want to do that. I think they do want to get something done. And the good thing is now that Andrew Thomas is off the table, they can work on Saquon a little more, maybe offer him some more money. Because now they only have to worry about Adoree Jackson, who gut feeling says they're probably going to make him take like a minor deal. Maybe something just north of league minimum, just to keep him a little happy. But he has been good for us, so we'll see what comes of that. And Xavier McKinney. I think McKinney is a must-have. I think Saquon's a must-have. But again, like McKinney has been a spark for us on that defense, and we need him. It showed when he went out with the injury last year after the bye week. But again, so here's the thing. Leonard Williams, please restructure your contract. Okay. I haven't heard anything on the Leonard Williams thing. However, I hope he does restructure his contract. It'll save some money, and it might even put some money in there to give to Saquon next year. He did say he was open to talking about that with the Giants organization, which to me says, he's a decent dude. I think he would do that. However, this is what agents do. Agents pump you up so much, and they could mislead you. I'll give you a good example, and I'm not going to say Saquon. A good example of an agent misleading you is exactly what happened with Julian Love. I wanted Julian Love back, and I think we could have got him back for what he ended up taking in Seattle, because it turns out either his agent or something happened where his agent didn't tell him that the Giants would have matched that offer that he got in Seattle, because he would have been back with the Giants. But because he had already signed the contract with Seattle, it pretty much negated anything of him returning to the Giants. But that's not here and there. I wish, Julian lots of luck. I think he was awesome here. Definitely a captain. But yeah, to that. Get into Kadarius Toney a little bit. I know we all want to be done with him. And believe me, I want to be done with him. But the fact that us Giants fans overall stay in his head on a daily basis, and the fact that he's already hurt, basically what we all knew was going to happen. He did in the Super Bowl what he did for the Giants. When he's on the field, he makes some really good plays, and then he's hurt. Well, we sent him to Kansas City. He was hurt the first few weeks he was there. Then he played in the Super Bowl, had big, important, gains to help them win the Super Bowl. Kansas City, that is. And then he got hurt this offseason after all the crap he was talking to us Giants fans, after the being in the closet. I wonder if that meant something. But we're not going to talk about that. That's another story. So let's get back into the Giants. So the Saquon thing, I think both sides are happy with what it was or what it became. Did the Giants want to get a multi-year contract done? Yes. Did Saquon? Absolutely. Whatever the difference was, they didn't come to an agreement. But they got him for this year. Now, I'm going to have to look into it more, but the fact that they gave him a contract and didn't use the tag on him, doesn't that mean they can negotiate with him during the bye week or even this season? Because from what I'm understanding, the Giants still have to wait till the end of this season to negotiate with him. I got to look into that, because from what I understand, if you sign the tag, then yes, he has to wait till the end of the season before the Giants can talk to him. However, again, he didn't sign the tag. They came to an agreement on a 1-year deal. So I have to check that out. I think what happens is because the deadline passed and they didn't have a deal done, that they can't talk to him. I think that's what it is. If anybody knows, please let me know. All right, let's get into some of these. Daryl, what's up, man? Give him a little love. John, you made it, bro. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for all the love and support, man. You, Daryl, Robert, everybody that's in here, man. You guys supporting me. Hopefully I can get a little bigger. Hopefully people see more of, my videos on I got to do more TikTok videos, trust me. But, my lives on Facebook, on both the channels, the Giants family and the New York Football Giants fans. I want to get a ton of subscribers on YouTube. I don't really go on Twitch much, but Twitch tends to cater to more of the gamer types. So I think it's a good platform for that. But I'm definitely looking to get my I hate calling you guys fans, but I'm looking to get my family base up, if you will, because you're Giants family and love you guys. And listen, even if we have a difference of opinion, that's the cool thing about it. It's just a difference of opinion, because what it comes down to is we all want the same thing. We want the Giants to win, period. Hands down. That is all. Robert says, what do you think of the Andrew Thomas extension? Okay, so the Andrew Thomas extension I started with a little bit, but I went into Saquon. The Andrew Thomas thing is, I thought it was a good deal for both sides. I do believe if he would have waited till the year was over, he possibly could have got more. But I think he was happy with it, and I think the Giants were happy with what they offered him. The reason I say that is, till it came out that he signed this morning, nobody knew anything was going on. Nobody knows when. I mean, everybody has the idea that negotiations are going on. That's a gimme. But after the whole Saquon, debacle, we'll call it, he ended up signing a $117 $5 million deal. I do not know what the incentives are. I do not know what the contract entails, but as soon as I find out, I'll let you know. See what else we got. Austin, love using Twitch and gaming. I bet you do, Austin. Here we go. Facebook user, I am so sorry. I'm not getting your name. If you want to put your name as a comment, I'll make sure I get your name on here. I want to give people credit where credit's due. But I do agree with your comment. Joe Shane is on fire. And the thing I love most about Joe Shane is he doesn't give up to anybody. I mean, that's visible with the whole Saquon Barkley thing. He was firm in what he wanted. Saquon was firm in what he wanted. And like Saquon said, it is what it is. They were able to get a deal done for 1 year because that's the only thing they could negotiate was a 1-year deal without him signing the tag. But I think that I think it was a good deal. I think Saquon proved he wanted to be back. He by signing this deal, he proved he wanted to be back. Again, I love the confidence in him that he went with the incentives of, okay, I'm going to rush for 1,350 yards and I'm going to have 11 touchdowns or more, and we're going to make it to the postseason. And what was the other thing? Shoot, I forgot what it was. Good thing I have it in my phone. What was it? Oh, 65 receptions. So, again, for those that weren't in here, I see we have a few people in. Saquon Barkley's contract negotiations, what it ends up being is a $10.1 million base salary, which is basically the tag, but he didn't sign the tag. This is actually a deal. With incentives for $909,000. I'll get into that in a second. His signing bonus was $2 million. Now here are the incentives, and this is where it gets a little tricky for Saquon. It's $303,000 incentives, which gives you the $909,000 for the total. Incentive number one is 1,350 yards rushing. 11 total touchdowns, so it could be receiving or running, and 65 receptions. Here is the thing. He has to do all that, and the Giants have to make the playoffs. I admire Saquon for believing in himself that much, believing in this team that much. To me, it definitely shows he wants to be here. 110% shows that he wants to be here. And we want him here. But again, at what price? What is it going to cost to get him here? And I think them getting the contract done for the 1 year is a big step in the right direction. But again, what does a long-term contract look like next year? Does it look like 2 years? Does it look like 3 years? I think a lot of that's going to depend on what Saquon does this year. My feeling is if Saquon hits all those incentives, has a great season, stays healthy all season, then I'm on board with giving him what he wants. Because, again, it's only going to be 2-3 years tops. Let's see what we got. It's easy, but... Oh, I'm sorry. So it's Jaden, guys. Jaden, DZ. I forgot he uses Giants fan number 10. It's been a while since he's used that. Here's Austin. Hey, I'm here. It's Austin, by the way. I won't be able to join tonight, though. Sorry, I'll be watching. It's not a problem, man. I appreciate you. Matt, it was you. All right, bud. So this is what I was talking about with John, and I'll tell you the same thing as John. For some reason, Facebook lets certain people in for whatever reason, because Robert's in. I mean, I'll show you. And it shows that he's on Facebook. So Robert's in, right? This is what John asked me, and I guess he's using YouTube, which is why he was able to get in, or Twitch, one of the two. So if you go to YouTube and look up my channel, which is Big Blue Ant 72, all one word, all lowercase. And then you click on, you'll see that I'm live. You click on that, and then if you would help me out and subscribe, you'll see every time you get notifications if you want, every time I go live. All right, thanks, John. John is on YouTube. But when you go to YouTube and you click on the live link, it'll show you I'm live. You'll see what you're seeing here, and you'll be able to see the comments. Now, what I'm going to do in a second here is I'm going to put out a link. If you click on that link, it brings you to StreamYard, which is who I run this show through. When you click on there, they'll ask you to print it, type in your name, and you can come on. I can put your face in. I'll give you an example. Let me get somebody in here. I'm sure these guys have been waiting. So let me see. I'm going to put out the link for those of you can see it. If you want to join me, you're more than welcome. Here's that link. So if you click on that link, it'll ask for permission to come in. It'll probably ask you to link through Google or one of those accounts. I believe if you go through YouTube, it doesn't ask that. I could be wrong. You'll get in. It'll ask you if you have a camera. You can put the camera on. There's little icons that show if you don't want the camera on. I see Jaden's in the background right now. I'll give you the examples in one second here. So actually, you know what, Jaden, I'm gonna bring you in.
Yo, what's up?
Sorry, I was calling you Austin. You know what it is? It's the numbers, and I haven't seen you use the Giants Fan 10 in a while.
Yeah, I say that as my YouTube. I don't really care for switching it. But,
right.
But yeah, that's my YouTube.
Okay. So as everybody can see, this is Jaden, aka DZ, aka Giants Fan number 10. So you can come on. This is through StreamYard. Like I said, I threw the link out. You can connect to it. I'll see you in the backstage. I'll let you know I see you in the backstage, and I'll get you on in order that you guys pop in. So what Jaden's doing is he doesn't want his face to be seen right now, although he's a handsome young man. It is what it is. He's trying to hide his beauty. But you can put up an image. It'll bring up a blank face if you want, or you can let your camera, whatever you're using, show what you look like and all that good stuff. So
for a second,
there's Jaden. There's that handsome guy. See,
that was just a preview.
It's just a preview for all the ladies out there watching. So man, what do you think? What do you think about the Saquon situation? What do you think about the Andrew Thomas situation? Let's hear your thoughts.
My favorite running back's back in the league, on the Giants. I mean, but yeah, I'm so happy they finally got something done. I hated the drama with all the, is he gonna hold out? Whatever, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I woke up in the morning, I don't know what I was doing. I think I was eating breakfast when I saw the news, and I was just like, oh my god, finally. And then Andrew Thomas, you don't know the incentives or anything, right? With that?
Not yet. They haven't come out yet.
Because when I saw the money, I was like, it looked like a lot at first, but then I'm like, I don't know what the incentives are, so I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, no, I'm glad both of these guys are back. I know you're talking about Julian Love and stuff. The only thing, I'm pretty sure he's going to be a backup, though, on the Seahawks, because the Seahawks have a stacked secondary.
Do you really think he's going to be a backup? Daryl, I see you in the backstage, bro. I'll be right with you.
I don't know what their plan is to use them, but I feel like because they have Quandre Diggs.
Right.
And, again, they have a stacked secondary, and, Wagner's back with them. I just don't know how they're going to use him. I could be.
Well, Wagner's a linebacker, ain't he?
He's a linebacker, but still, I don't know how they're going to use him. Oh, yeah, because their two safeties is Jamal Adams, if he stays healthy. I know he is maybe, and I guess maybe they got him maybe in case Jamal Adams is.
They may use Adams in the nickel and Love in the dime or vice versa.
Maybe, but I don't know. Well, I know we replaced him. But we have Bobby McCarron
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Dane Belton's name was one that came up. Darnay Holmes is going to be there again this year. I thought, I thought Darnay Holmes did a really good job over the last year or two. I think the problem with him, though, is his height. His speed is there, and the guy can clearly tackle. The problem, I think, is his height. He's not tall. And again, he's not even like safety or cornerback tall. Like, I want to say he's like 5'6", 5'7", maybe a little taller. He might be around 6 feet, but yeah, he's still kind of small, which could have a lot to do with his quickness as well.
No, yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, but as far as the Andrew Thomas thing goes, I loved it. I loved it, and I was surprised. And one thing I wanted to bring up is, I wonder how many people are going to complain and say that's money they could have gave Saquon. Like I truly believe that a lot of people just don't understand how the market works with NFL players. It's not like baseball where you can pay these guys $400 million. You know what I mean? There's a cap, and I think the deal was great. Daniel Jones got paid. Obviously Andrew Thomas got paid. Dexter Lawrence got paid, and these are guys that they definitely need. Okay, Holmes is 5'10". Thanks, Robert. I appreciate that. So I knew he was somewhere in there, and he is a smaller defensive back. But again, he's exciting. He brings a lot to the table. I don't think he gets enough credit for what that defense does, but it is what it is. I'm going to use Saquon's line forever now, but it is what it is. Joe Shane is definitely on fire. John Mara, it sounds like John Mara stepping back, which is what an owner needs to do. I don't need John Mara being Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is, I don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? I just let your GM do his job. Exactly.
No, 100%. I was watching like the when they were on the interview today.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching them. I kind of turned it off though because all they were asking was about Saquon, and it was just like, and obviously Dable and Shane were answering the same way.
Yeah,
I was like, what's the point of watching this?
No, you're right, because it's always going to be the same. No matter what comes out of it, it's always going to be the same answer. Hey, Jaden, man, I'm gonna let you off right now. I'm gonna bring Daryl in. I think it's his first time on the show.
Yeah.
So if you want to hang out in the backstage, I could probably get you on a little bit. I just want to get Daryl in here.
Yeah, I'll hang out.
All right, bud. I'll see you in a minute.
All right, gotcha.
Later. Yo, what's up, bro?
Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I was just sitting here, listening. I didn't know it was going to bring me directly into your room,
Absolutely, man.
But with the Saquon thing, and I think at the end of the year he might get his money.
I think he will. Here's why I think he will. Number one, Saquon clearly wants to come out and prove it. You know what I mean? And then number two, I think it makes more sense next year because he'll only have, a couple more years left, in his body health. I mean, I could be wrong on that. But as far as the running back is concerned, for the most part, the running back's lifespan is only 2 to 3 years, sometimes 4 or 5. And in this case, I guess the 2 years that he was hurt kind of helped his, longevity. And the guy does train like an animal and he keeps himself as fit as possible. I mean, when it comes to stuff like that, I compare him to Adrian Peterson. So he is definitely a guy that can be in the league for 10 plus years. But I do think he gets a 2 to 3 year contract done at the end of this coming year. And I think the Giants will give him his money, especially if he hits all the incentives and especially if they make the playoffs. I don't see it not happening, especially considering Saquon's betting on himself.
Well, I think he's going to hit every incentive that he's got an opportunity to hit this year.
Mm-hmm.
And, the only reason why Saquon didn't get his money is because Josh Jacobs didn't get his money.
Right.
We just seen Dalvin Cook cut, and there was another running back also.
Well, there was Austin Eckler who is mouthing, "Oh, I'm backing up the running backs," but yeah, he signed the tag. And then you got Tony Pollard who signed the tag.
Right. Okay, yeah, Tony Pollard and well, that's where it all started because Ziegler he wanted out of the San Diego because they wasn't going to give him his money last year.
Yeah, Eckler.
Yeah, Eckler. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, again, they tagged him, and before any of the Saquon or Josh Jacobs, or even I believe it was even before the Tony Pollard stuff came up, he went and signed his tag. So he kind of just did it right away.
What's this I hear that Shepard and Robinson's on the pup list already?
They must not be. I mean, again, it's only been one day of training camp, so we'll see where it goes. We'll see where
But
it goes.
that's not a bad idea to let them, not do too much workload coming
Yeah,
off the ACLs too.
nah, for sure. You want to bring them guys in slowly.
Real slow, if you ask
Yeah,
me, especially Shep because he's a vet now.
yeah. What I'm concerned with the wide receiving core is who we end up keeping. I
I
think
think
we got.
we keep
I
that guy. I like for some reason, and I like that Paris Campbell.
yeah.
I like him. Something about him I like. Who else? Who else did we pick up on wide receiver?
I see now. He could be getting old, but I really do like Cole Beasley. I like that pickup. Um,
He reminds me of Julian Edelman.
he reminds me of Edelman. He reminds me of Wes Welker. He's that kind of receiver. Them slot guys.
And he was doing his thing over there in Dallas.
Yeah. Oh, he was doing it in Buffalo too.
Well, his production really hasn't gone down.
No, he's a legit, consistency guy, and that's what you like to see. I don't believe I got to check his career stats, but I don't believe he's ever been like seriously hurt, maybe a game or two. So he's definitely. I'll tell you one signing I like, and I think this signing can possibly bump either what the hell's his name, Gary Brightwell, or even Matt Breida, is the signing of James Robinson.
Who I think we ought to get rid of Brightwell. I like Breida. I really do.
I do, but the only reason I would keep Brightwell over Breida would be the youth. Because when Brightwell,
saying that Brightwell's a little younger than Breida is.
yeah, he's a few years younger. But the other thing is Breida's a good scat back. He's like a more of a third down back if you need a couple yards, or if you need you like a screen pass or something. But I think Saquon is already that, and with the signing of James Robinson now, what a lot of people don't remember is James Robinson was a little bit hurt at the beginning of last year. He played with the Jets, and then the Jets brought in ATN, and he had a great season until he got hurt. But the year prior to that, Robinson had a 1,000-yard rushing season with the Jets, who weren't that good at the time. So bringing him in, plus he's still young too. But then again, there's we have the rookie that we brought in, Gray.
Yeah,
that we got from.
I like Gray. I used to go down in Tennessee watch him.
Yeah, I mean, we got it. It's not as bad as the issue with the receiving core because again, there's so many people. But I highly doubt the Giants go into the season with more than 3 backs. So there's definitely going to be. I got a feeling there's going to be some surprises. I definitely think Saquon's going to be there, and it'll be a toss up.
They've been trying to trade. They was trying to. Yeah, I did hear them say they was trying to trade him back in April and March. I did hear that.
Who, Barkley?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
I think it was last year, wasn't it? It was near the deadline, the trade deadline.
That may have been the previous year.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't think they did it this year.
No,
I know during the bye week this year they tried to offer him 12.5 per year, and they declined it.
I heard they were only off about a couple million anyway. But I think he's wanting at least 24 million.
Oh, for guaranteed?
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably is. And again, I think
they tried to give it to him. I think they tried to give it to him with incentives instead of guarantee, and I think that's where lines got crossed.
Well, see, here's the thing, and this is why it's so tough as a Giants fan because you love Saquon so much, but yet you want the Giants to do the right thing. And again, as much as people want to sit here and go, Joe Shane needs to pay him his money, what a lot of people aren't thinking about anymore because he hasn't been here is Joe Shane has to make up for a lot of mistakes that Dave Gettleman left for him, like the salary cap number 1. He wants to get that salary cap, all those negative cap hits, he wants to get them down. And part of that could be why Saquon wasn't signed. Saquon wasn't given that extra money. But now, having said that,
I think that's a lot of reason.
Yeah. Well, and again, but the part that is got me confused right now is you couldn't give Saquon a few more $1 million, but then the day after you sign him for a 1-year contract, you sign the lineman for or Andrew Thomas for 5 years, $117 million. Now,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong.
Man.
A running back, for the most part, is only as good as his offensive line. And we know that Thomas is one of the best offensive linemen in the league. And I think by the end of this season, you'll be able to say the same about Evan Neal. I think Neal's going to have a huge season this year. I think our defense is going to be better. I think my prediction on Thibodeau sacks this year, I'm going to say seven sacks
Wow.
this year.
I think we were there in the same, but because I think we can meet in the middle because I was more along the lines about 5 or 6.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
where I was, and I just got real concerns about that offensive line. Really,
Yeah.
That's what plagued us last year, and that's why we looked like trash when we went up against the Philadelphia Eagles. And
Yeah.
it really hurt my feelings.
I hate Philly.
But let me tell you something. The first time, I don't know what, almost a decade, I
Mhm.
finally see the Giants play football and
Yeah.
not high school football.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it has been a minute. Yeah, I do miss the playoff days. I miss the Super Bowl runs.
Well, I
fortunate.
mean, Eli wasn't all that great in the regular season either. So,
And he just proved that you don't have to be the MVP every season to win a Super Bowl.
no.
You just have to make it to the playoffs and then show people who you really are. And that's what Eli did.
He made it count. He did exactly what he was supposed to do.
Absolutely.
Now, I strongly Daniel Jones has a now. You might kill me for this one,
Mm.
but I think he has a little bit better arm than Eli did.
Oh, absolutely. I think he does. Plus, he can run. Eli couldn't run.
No, never could run. None of them Mannings could run.
I said the only thing that Daniel Jones needs that maybe he shows this year, I don't want to say he doesn't have it, is the instinct. That he builds that confidence to have more of that instinct. Because last year, the one thing I regretted saying was there was a couple times where he got caught in the backfield. And when I say caught, I don't mean he got tackled for a sack. It almost seems like he's deciding to run too late. Like he's waiting an extra second.
He thinks he needs to move a little faster in his decision makings.
Exactly. And I think this being his second year in Dable's system, I think it'll be better, especially now that we got Kafka back and we got Wink back. I think that's going to be so big for our team this year. I don't think Wink wants to go anywhere. I really don't.
I don't think Kafka is going to go anywhere.
There's a lot of concern that Kafka ends up going where his alma mater, which is Northwestern. But I don't see it because let's look at it this way. If the Giants make the playoffs this year and the Giants offense ranks in, I don't know, we'll say the top 15, Kafka's going to get a head coaching job. Yeah, there's no doubt he's going to get a head coaching job. And I believe Wink Martindale when he says, I want to be with the Giants the rest of my career.
Oh, he said that already.
Not in so many words. What did he say? Something along the lines of "There's nowhere else I want to be," because they were asking about head coaching positions. Oh, but again, it could be a politically correct answer too. Like you don't want.
It's almost like Dabs is molding DJ into Josh Allen.
I'll take it.
I mean, I've seen that a whole lot last year.
I mean, if you've seen Daniel Jones this offseason, he's bulked up. He's put on some weight.
A whole bunch. I've seen that. Yeah,
he's put on some weight.
I hope, man. I'm really excited about our new tight end, but I just wonder what does that mean for Bellinger though?
I think it means a lot. I think it's gonna help him, because
during the game, side, are we still going to run the two tight end set?
Oh, I think so. I absolutely think so, and I think it's going to benefit Bellinger more than people think because, Darren Waller gets a couple good catches, maybe a touchdown, so they're going to end up focusing on him, and then it leaves Bellinger open. That's the whole thing I love about the two tight end set, especially considering we don't really know what our receivers are going to look like. So right now, the two tight end set is what we have to go with. I truly believe that going into the first game of the season that Isaiah Hodgins is going to be our number one. That could change. It could end up being Darius Slayton. Colin Johnson is with the team, barring any another
Slayton
injury.
needs some of that pressure taken off of him too.
What's that?
Darius Slayton needs some of the pressure taken off of him
And I
because
think
that's the only reason why I think 90% of the time he had a lot of drop balls because he knew he had a lot of pressure on him.
right. He was usually getting double teamed, stuff like that. And again, that's why it's so hard. That's why we couldn't say last year that we had a number one receiver because we really didn't. Our number one, if you want to say it was Slayton, again, they were double teaming him because they knew of his speed. Isaiah Hodgins opened it up a little for him because if you saw towards the end of the year, Slayton was getting more catches. Hodgins was getting some catches.
Things were
Again,
a whole lot better.
yeah, they definitely do. And I think, I hope and pray with all my heart, and I think it's going to happen, that Daniel Jones has a breakout year. And I'm talking top 5. I'm really hoping for that.
Daniel Jones needs to put up at least 30 touchdowns this year.
Oh, absolutely. I'm with you 100%. So a lot of people want to get on Daniel Jones about only having 15 touchdown passes.
Oh, I don't care about that, man, because you know why? They say it's a pass-happy league. No. See, that's where
it's a good mix.
Wrong, I think, sometimes because, I mean, it's not a pass-happy league anymore. And Lamar Jackson has proven that. He has brought something into the league, and now everybody's here in full force.
Well, you know what, too? When I'm talking about the rushing stuff, when it comes to Daniel Jones, a lot of people don't realize Saquon had 10 rushing touchdowns last year. You know how many Daniel Jones had? 7. He was only 3 behind Saquon. Rushing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So, it's up there. It's up there. And again, Daniel Jones last year, and I know it doesn't mean nothing. It just sounds good to give him some acclimates, but he was the fastest quarterback in the league last year.
I believe he was top 5, really.
Yeah.
The only thing that was hurting him is that he didn't have a lot of touchdown passes.
Well, I even said this too. If you take the touchdowns out of it and you compare Jalen Hurts' stats last year to Daniel Jones,
it's a whole lot better.
They're almost identical. The only real difference is the touchdown passes. Their rushing was practically identical. Their passing was practically identical. Their passing percentage was, I think, identical.
What is Daniel Jones going to have to do for, like, all the sports because I hear it all the time for the sports commentators. It's just Saquon in a bag of chips. And, you know how it is.
Well, I think Saquon makes Daniel Jones a better quarterback, and I think Daniel Jones makes Saquon a better running back. And then with the help of, offensive linemen that can be consistent, that just makes the offense that much better. And now it takes a little pressure off of Daniel. It takes a little pressure off of Saquon because we have guys like Darren Waller, because we have guys like Paris Campbell and Cole Beasley and Darius Slayton, because now you have more than one receiver to go to. So the defense has got to figure out who we're going to guard. Can we afford to double team this person? So it's going to open up a lot. I mean, this year, I hate to say it, but my feeling is Daniel Jones has no excuses this year, unless somebody significant gets hurt again.
You right on that one, Ed. You right on about that one. He has to put up at least 30 to 35 touchdown passes.
Yeah. I think 35 to 4,200 yards would be good. Rushing yards
to make the Giants be for real. Yeah, they have to.
I'd actually like to see Daniel Jones's rushing yards down. I don't mind the touchdowns so much, the rushing touchdowns, but I think his rushing in general needs to come down, and that's going to come with the help of a solid offensive line. And I think it'll help a lot with the receivers. It'll help a lot with Saquon and the extra running backs that we have now. I think there's going to be some surprises during training camp and all before the final cut. I think there's going to be a lot of surprises.
But I'm going to tell you, though, I'm real excited right now. I really am. I ain't been this excited for Giants football in I don't know how long.
Yeah, I've been excited, but in the wrong way. My excitement was based on cursing at the TV, throwing stuff at it.
Man, do you know how many I done lost a lot of TVs, my brother. I'm talking at least 5.
Well, I can honestly say I'm glad that I haven't done that, but I could have. The good part about that is my wife was in there, and just as I'm about to throw something, she goes, "Really, you want to do that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. You're right." So sometimes you got to listen to the boss. She's the voice of reason.
Half of the time, mine wasn't even in there watching it with me, so you know how that goes.
Yeah. Somebody wrote. Let me see if I can get it up there. I don't know if it'll bring up. Yeah, it won't bring up the private chat. So somebody in the private chat, you should be able to see it. You said DZ, I'm Batman. Okay. I think Josh Allen threw so many interceptions because of Dable leaving. You can't blame Brian Dable for that. That's all Josh Allen. Brian Dable didn't throw any balls at all during the seasons. We need here's a good one. We need Aziz to stay healthy. I'll tell you what, if Aziz Ojulari can stay healthy,
he stays hurt a lot though. He's never on the field. That boy can fly around the field. He's never on
and
there.
that's the thing. When he's on the field, he's definitely a disruptive person. And between him and Kayvon, if they both stay healthy, we got a lot. And I'll tell you what, man, these defensive tackles that we've been signing. I mean, you got Nacho coming in this year. You got Ashawn Robinson coming in this year.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you who's gonna have a breakout year straight out of college, man. Banks.
Oh, Deontay Banks? I think so too.
Yeah.
Because you know what I like about Banks? He's got that attitude. He's humble, but he knows what he can do.
You know who he reminds me of?
Who?
I was taking a look at his game tape. He reminds me of Marcus Peters.
Yeah. I agree with that.
He reminds me of Marcus Peters. He's got a nasty game. He don't let nothing in his vicinity.
The thing I like about him is he's physical.
Yeah, that part.
So he's gonna take some penalties this year. I just know he will, because A, he's a rookie, and B, it's he's definitely got some growing pains. But yeah, he's gonna get some penalties because of how physical he is.
What happened to Dane Belton?
Nothing I've heard of. I know he's being talked about. I mean, he played well last year. But I think that he's definitely one of the guys they're talking about as far as being a starting safety. I think Belton's name was brought up. Who else was it? Darnay Holmes could be one. I forget who the other one was. And then they were talking about Darian Beavers possibly being out there too. I'll tell you what. I think it would be good. The only problem is he's not real fast, and I wouldn't mind bringing him back as a linebacker, Landon Collins.
Yeah.
I mean, he played well last year.
He played really good, really. He did.
Yeah, he had that big pick against Indianapolis, for the touchdown. That was great, man.
That was a good game right there.
Yeah, that's the game we needed to get into the playoffs.
Man, it's just excitement going on right now over here.
Yeah, I think everybody's feeling it now.
2 months away, I think.
Yep. We need Kayvon to get more QB hits for sure. Kayvon gets his hits. It's a matter of getting off the ball a little faster and getting to the quarterback. But again, that has a lot to do with the other guys on the line. If they can get a little pressure, Kayvon can get around that outside. That's why I said I think Kayvon's going to get 7 sacks. It'll be plus or minus, but it'll be right around 7.
Well, he's back. Sexy Dexy.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man, that dude's a beast.
Hey, I'm really happy we kept Leonard Williams too.
Yeah, but the thing about Leonard Williams is he's in the last year of his contract. What we need to do is restructure it. If we can restructure it, that opens up some more money for whatever we need. Because I know one thing we're in need of right now is a linebacker. I mean, we got
a linebacker that we picked up just got hurt too.
No, Bobby Okereke?
No, it was another one. The other guy, Jabari something. What was his name?
Jared Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah, he suffered an injury. He's probably going to be out for the season. I think the surgery he has to have is going to keep him out for the season. I thought he was a good linebacker. You know what? I think he's gotten slow. But who's the dude we had last year from Dallas? Oh, I forget his name.
Oh my!
Yeah, he was waived by Dallas, went and signed with another team, but got cut by them, and then the Giants picked him up, and he did a fairly decent job. Somebody give me his name. I can't. It's on
I
the tip
can't.
of my tongue.
I can't remember.
Thank you, Robert's on the ball today. Robert, I could give you a shout out, man. Jalen Smith.
Oh,
Jalen Smith. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, what the hell happened? Dara, I have no idea what happened there. If you want to pop back in, man, I'll get you back on. So yeah, Jalen Smith was definitely the guy. I don't think I kicked you out. I think you might have hit something, Daryl, if you could still see me. I know my Giants, LOL. I read every day. I used to. When I'm laid off, I read every day. I read, I watch, I do all the stuff I have to. I wish we still had Dalvin Tomlinson. Yeah, me too. Oh, there he is.
my
Sorry
bad,
about that.
Ed. I don't know what happened, brother.
Yeah, I don't know either. I was clicking on a comment and then boom, you just disappeared. So I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I got it back through here.
All right.
A lot of things, that's got us wondering. I'm really afraid. I really don't want them to backslide, but all we can do is keep going forward right now because football is unpredictable.
Yeah, I mean the only thing it scares me, but at the same time it gets me hyped up. So with the Giants having the third hardest schedule in the league this year, it scares me because I don't know where the team's going to be at. But I'm excited about it because I'm one of those people that I want the toughest schedule in the league. I want to see just how good my team is and what we have to do to get better.
I think we're gonna beat Dallas week 1. I don't care what nobody say.
I'll tell you what, you and Sneaky G-Man. You guys definitely want that. I mean, I want it too. I'm so sick of Dallas.
I can't stand a Jerry Jones. That's all I heard all summer. Jerry Jones. Why don't you just go hide up under a rock, Jerry?
I know, right? Why don't he just be the coach?
He might as well.
I'm sure he makes some of those decisions.
Mad Dog was saying today that Jerry Jones hadn't won nothing since Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, that's true. Well, no, they won. Their last one was with Barry Switzer.
That was Jerry. That was Jimmy Johnson's team.
Oh yeah, no, you're right there. You're right there.
That's why I say that. That's the only reason why I say that.
The funny thing is, the rumors I heard when it came to that whole situation was that Jimmy Johnson wanted to be there. It's just him and Jerry Jones got into a big thing, and that's when he decided he just wanted to go to Miami.
Because when Jerry Jones can't have control of what he wants to have control over, you getting out of there.
You're 100% right on that. 100%.
McCarthy be there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Why do you think Parcells didn't work out? Parcells would have got him another ring.
That's why Parcells didn't stay with the Jets. Because they didn't want to give him the control. That's why he didn't stay with the Giants, because the Giants didn't want to give him total control.
And that's what he wanted.
Yeah.
Was control.
And I can't blame him. The guy knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, man, a blessing for us when it came to Eli was Ernie Acozzi. So Ernie Acozzi was, at the time, he was a, what do they call it? Like a special assistant GM type thing, to where, he helped the Giants get Eli Manning. And it worked out for everybody. The guy won 2 Super Bowls and was 2-time Super Bowl MVP. So that's one thing he definitely has up on his brother. So Peyton definitely, had a better career, stat-wise. And Peyton also got his 2 Super Bowls. But what Eli has that Peyton doesn't have is 2 Super Bowl MVPs. But at the same time,
I didn't really read into all that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, but Peyton, the thing Peyton did have on Eli was Peyton was a multiple-time league MVP. And I said that on my last show, and it's funny because I wish that leagues would wait till after the season is complete to name an MVP, because I can't stand when they name an MVP of the league who didn't make the playoffs. I don't understand how you do that. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, you're right about that.
I mean, you look at the NBA, for instance. And don't get me wrong, Joel Embiid was right there for the MVP, as the contender. But Luka Doncic deserved that. Or not Luka Doncic. What the hell is his name? Watch Robert come up with it. I
Who,
forget.
that boy over there in Milwaukee?
No, in Denver.
Jamal Murray?
Oh, Djokovic.
Djokovic.
Yeah. Yeah, that's who it was.
Did he
Djokovic.
get it?
No, he didn't. That's what I'm saying. Joel Embiid got the MVP.
Yeah. Well, he said just continue to trust the process and everything will be just fine.
Yeah. Meanwhile, he wants to get traded. I hope he comes to the Knicks. I hope the Knicks can sway him.
Dude, I'm finished with them too, man. I'm
To the
finished.
Knicks?
Yes, I'm finished with them too.
I gotta say, over the last 2-3 years, I've been getting a little bit excited about him again, but it has been an awful long time since we've had anything to cheer about.
We need to get rid of what's that man name?
Thibodeau? Tom Thibodeau, the coach?
No.
You're talking about Julius Randle?
Right. Yeah. The only he's a good ball player, but his attitude stinks and it trickles down to the players.
100%, because I don't like the fact that when he's not hitting his shots, he acts like it's everybody else's fault.
Yeah, he's a crybaby.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah.
Did you hear what happened with LeBron yesterday?
Yeah, man, that's sad, man.
That is sad. The good news is his son is out of ICU and they said he's stable, so that's good news. I hope it doesn't prevent him from playing ball, because that was LeBron's dream. And as much of a LeBron fan as I'm not lately, I loved him when he was with Cleveland both times. But the one thing about LeBron, I would love to see him be able to play at least one game or one season with his son. That'd be cool.
I'm pretty sure that I think he might be able to bounce back from this and play in the NBA.
Yeah, I hope so.
Shaq's son had open heart surgery.
I saw that.
So I believe, the younger they are, the more quicker they will heal.
Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. And again, prayers go out to LeBron and his family, and especially Bronny. I hope he has a quick recovery. I hope it's nothing that, prevents him from, continuing his basketball career.
Yeah. Now I don't wish no bad ruins on anyone.
Nah.
Not when it comes to kids, man. Not when it comes to kids.
Yeah. Jaden, I'm going to bring you in, Jaden. You there?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, Jaden, this is Daryl. Daryl, this is Jaden.
Hey, Jaden, how you doing, my brother?
How are you?
I'm good. We talking about LeBron James and Bronny James here a minute.
Yeah, I never got the story on that.
So what happened was Bronny was at practice day before yesterday and collapsed and ended up in cardiac arrest.
Oh.
I think he's 19 years old. And my son just turned 20, so I can only imagine what LeBron was going through.
That's basically what DeMar went through, right?
I think so. I believe so.
Yeah, Darman they both had cardiac arrest. Yeah,
DeMar Hamlin. I think what the difference was, I mean, again, I didn't see what the play was and how, it ended up happening, but I know what they said when it came to DeMar Hamlin was the hit he took jolted his heart. So then they said it was a freak accident.
Yeah, because it was clean. It was a clean
hit. It was a clean hit, but I think because it was to his chest. So what they were saying was, your heart takes a beat, boom, 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 boom. And they said what happened, or what it appears had happened, when he was between beats, that's when he got hit. And they say that's what might have caused his heart to stop.
Yeah, I hate hearing that shit. Like I'm such a health freak. I hate
it. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's such a shame.
That makes sense though, because the way it happened, he was standing there. He got up, stood there for a second,
and just fell.
Collapsed.
Yeah, that was crazy. I'll tell you what. I love how the NFL handled it. I love how both teams handled it. Yeah. I love even how the media handled it was awesome.
Oh, yeah, they shut everything down after that happened. They shut everything down.
And that's what they should have did. I mean, there were definitely media personalities that were out there going, they should have played the rest of the game. Dude, you don't do that. It's not the right thing to do.
Yeah, I turned off the TV once tomorrow went down. I was like, I can't watch that. I just get too sick of that. Ugh.
Yeah, it's funny. I had the game on, and I was watching something else, and then I literally just looked up as he took that hit. And then I looked back down at my phone because I didn't see what happened after it. And then all of a sudden I hear, I think it was Al Michaels or I forget who it was. Might have been Chris Collinsworth. Go, wow, DeMar just went down by himself. And then they showed the replay and I'm like, oh shit, that's not good. So yeah, that kind of freaked me out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey guys, I got like 4 minutes left in the show. Jaden, you want to give me your final thoughts on the Giants or whatever you want to talk about?
I'm excited for the season. I really am. I really want the season to start, but I mean, Yankees have been like, even though we won the series, I don't care. We still are not.
Well, the good news is we're supposed to be getting Judge hopefully back this weekend.
I'm hoping that's the case.
Yeah, you and me both because we need them back because clearly they can't do it by themselves. The Yankees are up right now 3-1.
Yeah, I did see. I think last score was Volpe.
Yeah. So, all right, Jaden, man, I'll talk to you. I'll either see you tomorrow night on Sneaky Show or I'll catch you next week.
All right, I got you.
All right, brother. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
Daryl, man, I can't tell you how happy I am you came on. I appreciate you. You've been one of my biggest supporters, man. I love it. We're brothers. We're G brothers for life, man.
I appreciate that, Ant, man. I watch a lot of these, podcasts, and when I came across yours, it was just like, first it was just on Facebook,
Right.
And then when you said you had this on YouTube and you wasn't able to do it anymore because of your laptop.
Yeah, my laptop died on me.
Yeah.
Fortunately, my family, right now I'm broadcasting this from my MacBook Pro. My family bought it for me for Christmas. I mean, I got to set up the microphone. I got the light behind me, which gives me nice brightness. They bought me the backdrop.
Hey, man. Hey, that's what family's for, though, Ant, man.
Yeah, they know what I love to do. Like I said, it'd be nice one day if I can make some money off this, but if I don't, I love it anyway.
That's right. Yeah, man. And another thing, you get to meet new people.
That's true. I'll tell you what.
First time I've ever been on a podcast, so
really?
I'm stepping out of my boundaries. Yeah, man.
Well, I appreciate you making this the first one.
Yeah. You're welcome. Hey, guess what? I'll be here next week too. Don't worry.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. Robert, everybody that comes in and watches, everybody that watches me on Facebook. I know I'm not the most knowledgeable Giants fan, but I put out there everything that comes from my heart. And then when I have stats, you get them too.
Yeah, but I appreciate you coming back on, Ant, man, because I really enjoy watching your shows, man. I really enjoy watching you on Facebook,
I appreciate that, man. It means a lot.
So I'll be back next week, 8:00.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it, man.
All right, now, Ant, we'll see you later.
All right, have a good night, bud.
You too.
Later. Well, that was Daryl's first time on the show, man, and looks like he's enjoying it. I appreciate all the people that watch me, Robert. There's Jaden, Austin. I know I used to have a lot more people come in on my show before the laptop broke, but I think they're just starting to get wind. That's why I got to get more on TikTok, because a lot of people that would come on the show before were people from TikTok, like Carson and a couple Eagles fans. Positive Philly. I'm surprised he wasn't on tonight. He might be busy. But again, man, I appreciate and love everything you guys do for me. Just being in here and wanting to chat it up are awesome. I couldn't ask for, better following. Again, I hate saying that because I don't think I'm all that. But guys, again, I appreciate all of you. Have a great night, and we'll see you next week. Peace.
Ain't this the hardest you ever heard? Ain't this the hardest you ever heard? Bass make my face hurt. Shake break my brain work when the bass jerk like quick earth.